Cursed be thy existence, you evil Gorousei, you filthy demons, murderers of Ohara, you who back the oppressors of humankind on your shoulders, you who overlook the hell on earth at Dressrosa, you who can set the world on fire to maintain the status quo, you, the evildoers of humankind, the malice shaped in human bodies. Is that so? This is a video not for those who seek answers, but for those who seek new perspectives. New World, Mirajoa. The reverie has begun. In such a short period, we were overwhelmed by relevant reveals. A national treasure, the empty throne, the light to be extinguished from history. Shanks, Imu-sama. In the rush of seeking answers, the crowd has risen with theories. A more accurate statement would be, the crowd has risen with small variations of a same theory, the same storytelling, that goes like this. Once upon a time, a mighty and just ancient kingdom has fallen against a formidable enemy, the evil ancestors of the Tenryubito. The winners took a great power from it, like Uranus, an ancient weapon. The world government was formed, and since then is keeping their privileges by oppressing the people. The D's, descendants of the ancient kingdom, by the power of the inherited will, flow of time, and the dream of their people, have passed their will to the future generations, until the fated one manages to achieve the dawn of the world. When the time comes, Luffy, the chosen one, the one Roger was waiting for, carrying centuries of waiting on his back, will face and defeat the evil force called the world government. Thus, the world again will live happily ever after. How naive! Simpleton thinking. One Piece is a complex series. Things will not go that simple. I could say that based on intuition and intuition alone. But, as we're here, let me invite you to take a deeper look through the series. Pre-time skip. Sabodi. The fated destiny between Luffy and the Dark King, Silver's Rayleigh. He who knows the truth of the world, and the statement that changes everything. Take your time, and after you see the world, maybe you'll find a different answer. A different answer. Something that cares for interpretation, a delicate matter. Does that simple story from before, the oppressors versus the just, seem to allow room for interpretation? Roger, who went to the seas to live an adventure, the man who wanted to turn the world upside down, who wanted to be free, the careless pirate who battled Shiki even though he was severely outnumbered. Would this man rather dismiss his crew and die in a plaza, instead of, even in disease, and with almost no chance of victory, raid against the oppressors of the world? Certainly Roger would not. Neither would Luffy. Also, would his crew accept this cruel fate without even battling the enemy? Let us move forward. Garp. Monkey D. Garp. The Marine Hero. How could a D, God's natural enemy, have such a high rank within the Marines, ruled by the world government? How is such a thing possible? The shadows on this matter only get deeper if we consider other key characters. Sengoku, a Marine who knows the truth, although although we did see him acting as an absolute justice-minded man, we know Sengoku is no evil man. He has shown multiple moments of humanity, of care for others. Knowing the truth, how could Sengoku remain a fleet admiral and fight under the world government's wings? Why would he be so angry at Whitebeard after his statement of One Piece is real? The fall of the world government would only make the world a better place. Why? Shanks, former member of the Roger Pirates, another one to know the truth. Seemingly, there is a respectful relationship between them, him and the Gorousei, high leaders of the world government. If the truth would be that simple storytelling from before, how could such an event as their meeting in the Reverie happen? Unanswered questions. However, acknowledgement of ignorance is more interesting than naive beliefs in weak supposed truths. That being said, the mystery remains. If the truth is way more complex than the average theory of everything in One Piece, what is it like? What is so complex that even with more than 900 chapters of clues, we're still not able to solve the puzzle? What are we missing? Just as was said before, this video is meant for those who seek new horizons, not answers. So, acknowledging the unpredictability of One Piece allows my arrogance to propose a new paradigm. Gorosei, the martyrs of humankind. Answer: if you only had these two options, killing your beloved father or killing your beloved mother, what would you choose? Or maybe, if you had to decide between killing with your hands one innocent person to save the lives of 10 innocent people, would you do the murder? What if it was killing hundreds of innocent lives to save the lives of thousands? Would you do it? Moral paradoxes. Under some circumstances, we are trapped in delicate situations where there is no easygoing choice. Every decision leads to a burden. Burden. What if? That is the unveiled truth behind them. The Gorousei. Gandhi, a well-known personality, kind, gentle as a historic figure, a pacifist, the one to propose the steadfast, non-violent opposition, which he called Satyagraha. I always wondered, why would Oda put his face on a leader of possibly the series' main antagonists? Wouldn't it be a little bit of bad taste? You certainly remember the tragedy of Ohara and how evil were the Gorosei. But did we miss something? After discovering how close to the truth were Professor Clover and his flock, the order was given: kill them all. In the first and fast reading, the reaction of the Gorousei on the phone was clear. He's pissed by Ohara's discovery. What if our perception was guided by our thoughts on the plot back then? Join me in a closer look into this shady panel. Can you be assured of his feelings? Don't you think the Gorousei can be pissed off, feeling guilty, reluctant, as they see themselves forced to give the order to attack? The Reverie gave us an even more suspicious panel, that maybe we didn't give it a proper look. The Gorousei praising Imusama. Their faces. Does it seem like they're joyful or proud, following a strong leader, like Hoji followed Lord Shishio in Rurouni Kenshin, or the royal guards followed Meruem in Hunter x Hunter? Doesn't it feel like they are being forced into an unpleasant situation? All those things I've shown also caused me to think. Why are the Gorosei so different from all the Tenryubito we've met? They're calm, reasonable, centered, far different from the eccentric and spoiled celestial dragons. Based on everything I said so far, allow me to make an audacious statement. The Gorousei are good people. Good people that, under some yet unknown circumstance, were forced to make an impossible choice, a moral paradox, thus living with the burden since then. What was it? Possibly, we'll only know once it's revealed. But, once we're there, let me express a wild guess. During the ancient war, the scale of power was so overwhelming that the world itself was in a big hazard. In that annihilation scenario, fearing the end of the world, a group within the ancient kingdom has decided to give in and form a pact. To the royals of the 20 Kingdom Alliance was granted the status of celestial dragon, gods, with Imusama above them, and they left their hometowns to live in Mirajoa. To the dissident group of the ancient kingdom, who also received the same title of celestial dragon, they were assigned to create and command a navy to the newly made world government, whose main purpose was to hold military force to guarantee the privileges of the 20 royal families. Furthermore, it erased the history of the ancient war in order to avoid future vendetta. With this pact, the war ended. The world itself was saved from its doom. This group of dissidents was called Gorosei, the 5 Elder Stars. Since then, through balancing the world's powers, we've been hiring pirates as mercenaries. They've tried to keep the world in peace, without major wars, even if that meant accepting the cruel doings of other Tenryobitos, even if it means to make local battles, anything to avoid the world's destruction. It was a tough, impossible choice. This explains why the celestial dragons are called the creators of the world, because they forged the current paradigm of the modern world. Naturally, many people of the ancient kingdom couldn't accept it, and would rather die than to lead lives without freedom, being ruled over by mean people. Seeing their imminent defeat, they forged the poneglyphs, explaining the history, the location of the ancient weapons, throwing their wills upon the next generation, so someone could come and resume the war. This would be something really delicate, worthy of interpretation. Live under the rule of a mean and selfish elite, like we do in our real world at times, or take in arms, have massive killings, and possibly destroying the world in the name of freedom and justice. Tough choice, tough burden. This explains why Shanks and the Gorousei have a respectful, otherwise impossible relationship. He knows how delicate is the situation. It also explains why Rayleigh, Shanks, Whitebeard, and whoever more knows the truth didn't go for the One Piece, whatever it is. This explains why Garp, a D, is allowed in a high rank within the Marines. This explains why Sengoku, who knows the truth, a good man, is still in the Marines instead of fighting the Tenryubito. Anyways, as said before, wild guessing, wild hypothesis, likely not accurate. What, on the other hand, seems evident to me is that there's more to the Gorousei than meets the eye. Good people, evil people. What are your thoughts?